What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast, episode 270. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick, how are you doing, buddy?
What's up? I'm good. Doing real good on this gloriously hot Monday. Sweating.
Yeah, we're both in North Carolina, and we're on a heat wave right now, so it's pretty freaking hot.
Yeah, it reached 100, and I think it felt like 110, 107, 110, something like that.
Did it actually reach 100?
It was either that or like 99, 99,
yeah, it was pretty freaking hot. And still is.
I know it's hotter in other places. You know, it is what it is, but it's hot here right now, and we're gonna complain about it.
Yeah, I mean it's hot, and like it's North Carolina, so it's like it's a different hot, right? It's
the humidity.
It's the humidity that gets you. I mean, you walk just walk outside and you're just instantly sweating. So
yeah.
But that's enough complaining about the weather. We're a video game podcast here, so we don't really touch grass too often, right?
No,
video games
God, no.
All day long.
Absolutely not. No touching grass here.
Got a special episode this week, but every episode is special at this point. We got so much to talk about, but we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite games of the year so far, not any particular order. Just our favorite ones. Talk about it, and then we'll, those could very well change. Towards the end of the year, some on my list right now may not hold up. I don't know. But before we dive to that, we'll talk about what we've been playing to first, because it's not a ton. But Nick, how was your week this week?
It was a good week. Went and saw 28 Years Later.
Ooh, have you seen the first 2?
Yes.
Okay. See, I've never seen those movies. I need to watch them.
You need to watch 28 Days Later.
I heard there was like a 28-inch dong in there.
Yeah.
That's all like my TikTok is like people are like, if you've seen this scene, it's like traumatizing. I'm like, okay.
I won't spoil it, but like conceptually I guess it makes sense with the I don't even want to say anymore, but I thought the movie was really incredible.
Cool.
Like it kind of feels like the first one, except it's not. It's obviously not like in a city. It takes place on an island, and then they cross the island and go into the UK, I think. And they're like scavenging in this kind of it's like a kind of like a father and son story.
Okay.
And then it evolves from there and turns into like a son.
So is it like they're like at a settlement or something, and like what they're running out of resources?
Yeah, they're on this like small island, and they occasionally have to send people out to scavenge for resources. And the longer you go on, the further you have to go into the mainland. Yeah. Like you have to go further and further to get resources. So,
yeah, I need to. I actually tried watching yesterday, but I think I had to like rent it or something. So I was like,
I thought it was streaming for free. I thought 28 Days.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, it is. I think it's on. I don't think it's on. I think it's on HBO.
Okay.
It's somewhere. Or maybe Amazon Prime. I did end up seeing. I ended up watching something else, but so it's pretty good. Does it hold up to the original too?
I think so. Yeah, it captures the essence. Like the original was shot partially on like a camcorder, so it kind of had like that, not that shaky cam vibe, but just
it was shot on like an iPhone, right? Granted, it has
this one
$100,000 lens
for the iPhones, yeah. But this movie was also like partially shot on iPhone, so it kind of like emulated that found footage kind of aesthetic that the first one had, kind of that like shaky cam type thing.
That's cool.
So that was really cool. The sequel is coming out January of next year.
There's another one?
Yeah. So they filmed both movies back to back.
What is this one called?
28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Oh, okay. So same timeline.
Same time.
Okay.
I think it picks up right where the 28 Years Later movie leaves off. So
okay.
It's continued.
Is it related? I mean, obviously it's same universe. Is it like is any of the characters in the original 2 in this movie?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But the sequel is supposed to have some callbacks and some ties to the original movie.
Okay, cool.
So they're dangling that carrot of like, oh, is Cillian Murphy going to come back? And
so he's not in this movie.
He's not in this movie. No.
Okay.
No. but it's really good. I'm really excited for the sequel.
Yeah, the concept of like the rage virus, kind of very similar to like World War Z and stuff like that. Anytime zombies are moving at like just insane speed, this is terrifying.
Yeah,
because I think like Left 4 Dead, like Left 4 Dead zombies are like pretty intense.
the best zombies.
Dude, we need another Left 4 Dead, man.
Well, they tried with Back 4 Blood. It just didn't hit.
No, it didn't.
That one wasn't the same.
To be fair, I think I played maybe the beta, the demo, whichever one it was, and it didn't hit the same.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I'm in a weird spot where it's like, even like Elden Ring, like Night Rain, like I'm not kind of clicking with that game.
Yeah, I haven't played it since
the Switch came out.
Yeah, the launch night of the Switch too.
Yeah, I mean,
been a while.
I need to dive back into that because they adjusted the single player stuff, but yeah, just not.
Also, once they scale it for duos, I think that'll make me more compelled to get back in.
Have they confirmed they're going to do that?
They have confirmed they're going to add in.
I don't know why they didn't. Like just 3-player anything is just. Yeah, just 3-player anything is tough to like. I mean, time is already like an issue.
Like FBC Firebreak, that one just came out.
Yeah,
that's 3 players.
It's like it's either you can do it alone or 3. It's like so. I don't know. It's annoying, but yeah. Well, since they confirmed duos, then I'm just gonna hold off and wait for that, and then we can do some runs.
Right.
Because I had like when we were playing, it was a blast. You know, it's like fast-paced Elden Ring. Like it was a lot of fun.
It's also a big time sink. Like a run is 40 minutes.
Yeah.
At least if you make it to the end. I mean, that's a long time. Like that's longer than any battle royale mode, like any multiplayer match.
Warzone, Fortnite's like what, like maybe 20 minutes nowadays? Like it's
20, 25 minutes.
So quick.
Even shorter now with like their new mode. So
how is that? Have you played the Blitz mode?
I have. It's really fun.
Because I really like Reloaded. How is it different than that?
So it's 32 players drop onto a small map with I think 4 points of interest.
Okay.
And the circle is almost continuously closing in, and the match is only 5 minutes long.
Oh wow.
It's really short. And then each run starts with like I think they're called boons. They're like modifiers for everyone at the start. Like, oh, you run faster, you do damage to things when you run into them, reload faster, and then as you level up, because you gain levels if you survive or kill other players, you get other modifiers as well, and like special. I
need to try that out.
Epic weapons. It's pretty cool. It's good it's really good for the Switch too. Obviously good for mobile since like it's more pick up and play than the normal BR mode is, but I've had a lot of fun with it.
Okay, yeah, I need to check it out.
Yeah,
I didn't play Fortnite in a while, so now that I got my Switch 2,
it runs a lot better on Switch 2. I've been playing it on there
because Kellen really hasn't been playing it a ton either. Like he's kind of fallen off, but he's pretty much worn the original Switch to the ground. I mean, it's fallen apart literally. Like. Yeah, it's
done its time. It needs to rest at this point.
Yeah, that's
let it rest, man.
I'm gonna modify, or I'm gonna swap out the Joy-Cons and put on like the atomic purple, and then I'm just gonna display it. Just let it, like you said, just let it rest.
Final resting place.
I don't want to live this life anymore. Like a mural on there, be like for those who come after.
Yeah, I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to do this anymore, Grandpa. But yeah, so cool.
How was your weekend?
It was good. We're kid free for the last week or so. So we've been going out here and there while we can. Friday night we ended up going out. I think this Friday we're not. I don't know. Like I don't need to go out like every single weekend. Like I just
once every blue moon.
Yeah, it's just tired, man.
Yeah, just tired, dude.
But yeah, we had a good time. We went out to like our local like barcade and had a blast there. And they had I didn't know. I think this is new, but we walked to the back of it where they have like the basketball and skee ball and stuff. And like they had a huge room that you had to buy a ticket for to get in, but it was like a wrestling match. It was like a wrestling
What the hell?
scrimmage. Yeah, like it was crazy. I was peeking in, and I was like, I kind of want to go in this. The tickets were like $25, so I was like, I'm good. But I was like, this is kind of cool, just like backdoor wrestling. But so we watched that for just a couple of minutes, and then we walked away, and then we played a bunch of
so funny.
Played a bunch of arcade games, had a blast. So that was fun, and then we ended up walking to another bar, and then we walked to a restaurant and had dinner, and then Ubered on back. But yeah, it was a great weekend. Sunday, I intended to play Switch for most of the day Sunday, and I didn't play anything.
What did you do instead?
So, well, I was looking for a movie to watch, right? And I was going to play the Switch. And I've never seen Us or Nope.
Nope is good.
Yeah. So I've never seen either of this movie. I've seen Get Out. Get Out is incredible.
Yeah.
So I watched Us first, and I really liked it. I thought like they immediately jumped into like the horror. Like I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a build up, but they immediately jumped in and like had the family captured and ready to go. And then obviously you find out more about,
what's happening.
What's happening.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. And I already knew the twist. I already knew about the main character and that kind of twist. But it was still like a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
and then Nope was awesome, man. Like it was like
that's kind of a fun movie.
I don't know if I love the design of the creature, after you find out that it's not actually what they think it is, and it's more of like just a whatever. And then after like you see the actual creature, like it kind of confused me because it was just like the saucer, and then it just in the next scene it was like expanding. I'm like, what is going on? Is this real? Like,
yeah.
But then, but once you figure out that it's what it is, and then you're like, oh man, there's people that got sucked up. Like
they're toast, bro.
Yeah. But I really like that. It was fun. It was just a fun movie.
Yeah. The most fun out of the three that Jordan Peele has done.
So I think he's got a new movie coming out next year. So I'm excited for whatever that is. So that's what I did most of the day. And then I also watched Leave the World Behind. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
That one was really good.
That's a crazy movie.
Yeah. Because I remember them talking about it last year, and I never watched it. And then that's the first movie I watched. So I was kind of looking for, like, I was thinking about watching 28 Days Later, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm kind of wanting to watch like an End of the World kind of movie, or like a Fallout movie, whatever. And I was like, oh, like that movie. And then I watched the trailer for it, and I was like, all right, let's watch it.
It's good.
It's super. It was super good. Like it was very good. One of those movies that ends on a pretty somber note.
Yeah, you're like, okay, that's probably.
But it felt like something that those types of movies are kind of the scariest, because like
that could happen.
That's something that could actually happen, and it's like, what do you do? Like what would you do in that situation?
And for context, for those who haven't watched it, it's pretty much like a foreign cyber attack.
Yeah.
That blacks out all internet. And there was like a big EMP, or like multiple, EMP that like obviously causes machinery to stop functioning. Yeah. Trying to remain as spoiler free as possible. But yeah.
That Tesla scene was crazy. Like thinking about that, how they like use those to, oh man, yeah. That scene was that was like the scariest moment. I was like, man, yeah, that would be like that. Yeah. If someone actually like planned, like that's, it's not, it's I'm glad the movie exists because it was a really good movie, but it's like, that's kind of like an idea for somebody to do if they ever, if someone, or, a country or whatever, a militia tried to do something. But that was really good. And yeah.
Oh, before we get into our games.
Okay.
I bought something at Limited Run Games, and I want to open it here.
Okay. Live unboxing. Let's go. I have no idea what this is for context. So I'm pretty excited because I think he has a local. Do they have local stores? I'm not quite sure if they do or not. But yeah, big movie day yesterday for me. So do you have a limited run store near you?
Yeah, there's one in.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one like 15 minutes away.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I've been a few times. I have never bought any games.
Okay.
Because it's all like, I mean, obviously it's like a lot of cool indie games. A lot of like Shantai games.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's just like old GBA games, DS games, PlayStation games. But I've never bought anything. And I was about to leave, and I saw these Super Mario trading card games. Or trading card packs.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I bought 2 of these, and then apparently these were ran in 2022. So
interesting. Okay, I've never heard of those.
And then there's these Super Mario Playtime album stickers. I got 2 of those, and then I picked up these Cyberpunk. It's Cyberpunk 2020.
Okay.
I mistakenly thought it was 2077.
Oh, okay.
I picked it up, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I can't take it back."
Oh, so it's not related to the game.
I think it's the same universe.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if it's related to the game.
Interesting.
Or related to CD Projekt Red.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna open up these Super Mario packs real quick.
Yeah, that's super sick.
I'd never heard of these.
Yeah, I didn't know they existed.
Okay. Let me do it here.
Ooh.
Wait, let's see. Oh wait, I'm the wrong way. Okay.
Oh.
I got Yoshi, Koopa, Baby Peach. What's this? Oh, holographic.
Hollow.
Big pool. Got a holographic golfing boo.
Oh, sick.
Pretty cool. Let's see what else. Nice Mario and Yoshi.
Ooh, King Bomb.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
Cheap.
That's sweet.
All right, let me pop up one more. I don't think these are rare. Like, I don't think there's much rarity here, but all right. Sledge Bro.
Let's go.
Good stuff. Mario and Luigi. Classic pose.
Classic.
Got Mario. Good stuff. Tennis Daisy. Holographic. Big pool. Volleyball. Peach and Daisy. That's pretty cool.
That's sick.
Oh, holographic Bowser.
Ooh.
Let's go, baby.
That's the chase card.
Rosalina. And then Mr. 2013 himself. You're Luigi. Here we go. Good stuff. All right, let's just see real quick what these stickers are. I don't know if it's anything. If it's not anything good, I won't put you through this, but okay, nothing too good. Little sticker here. That's cute. Okay, I'll open up the last one, and then we'll move on.
Is it one sticker per pack?
No, there's 4.
Oh, okay.
What am I doing? Okay, these are kind of. That's cool, I guess. Okay, nice.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Me?
All right, that's it. That's my haul.
Your haul. All right, well, let's dive into what we've been playing quickly, and then we'll jump over into our topic of the week.
Okay.
Been playing some more Bravely Default. I'm really enjoying this game a lot.
How many hours in are you?
I'm about 7 hours in, I think 6 or 7 hours. I've gotten the airship and I'm like on the next continent. And I've done some of the story beats of that, but yeah, I really like how streamlined it is. And I can't remember if it was that case in like the original 3DS, and maybe maybe it's not super, super different, but yeah, just the fact that you can increase and decrease the enemy enemy encounter is awesome. The auto battle system, again, I talked about this last week, but super convenient for kind of the mundane stuff when you're just simply wanting to grind. And you definitely need to grind in this game. There's definitely some
big time.
Definitely some like early walls that you can come across that you'll have to fight against for sure. So yeah, I mean, the story is fine. Like, the graphics, I talked about the graphics before. Not my favorite, but when you're in like the specific towns, like that's what like it really looks like the best. But it's not like so ugly or so off-putting that I want to put the game down.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, not a ton to say right now, or I'm still pretty early. I know this game is a pretty meaty game. I think there's like added content to this game as well that I heard. So I don't know exactly what that is, but I also
the mini games.
Maybe I thought it was more story or side stuff, but maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. But I never finished this game back in the day, so I'm looking forward to kind of playing it over the summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
This game's really good. I'm like 5 hours in at this point, and I'm loving the grind. The pre-boss grind right next to the merchant save point, and then of course like the street pass village that you have.
So cool, and, man. Like I love
related, and you can send people to work on stuff, and it takes like real time, like real hours and real minutes. Like that's kind of fun. And then
because you can't go to that village, right? It's just
no.
You just like build the stuff and then you get the items, right?
And you can buy the items from the merchant.
Okay.
So like,
oh, that's right. That's how it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you get like benefits or something like that. But I remember being obsessed with that in college when I was playing it on the 3DS.
I would stuff like that.
Just close the 3DS and go to bed and wake up and like all your stuff's done. Like, man, that's so cool. Like I love that kind of stuff.
And I will say, now that I've been playing this game and like because it definitely has like scaling for weapon types and stuff like that. I don't think back in the day I understood that system at all, because I don't really remember that being there, and like I don't think I
took advantage of it.
Yeah, but playing like Dark Souls and Elden Ring like really got me up to speed on weapon scaling and stuff like that. So now that I know that or have that knowledge, like it makes it so much more fun, because like you're getting the weapons and you're like, because I'm sure back in the day I'm like, oh, the sword is good, but it's like, oh, maybe the spear.
Like sword on a thief doesn't really make sense. Sword
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I've got one of my thieves. He's got double mithril daggers right now. Like it's oh my god, man. The combat it's simple, but it's fun, dude.
The Brave and default is really fun, and it's great. It's really great for grinding, because you can just brave everybody 4 times, and then you can set like auto turns essentially. So like you can pretty much instance your turn. Like you do a turn and then you save what you just did, and then you can redo it in the next battle.
You can save it as like one of the slots. So like a lot of times, like I'll just end up I'll start a battle, do what I want to do for like that grind session, and then just hit like repeat previous fight or something like that. But if you really want to, you can get pretty specific, and then like it'll cancel out the auto battle if like one of your characters gets silenced or goes to sleep or dies or something like that, because it's not able to go through the same motions. So and then you can obviously turn it off at any point during the battle as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this game, man, it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun little JRPG.
It's a budget title. If you're like looking for a single player game to play on the Switch too, this is one of the games that you could play. Like this is one of the ones that we'd recommend.
Yeah. And Ringabel he's a sassy son of a bitch.
He really is, man.
Just like after he fights, he's like throwing his hand up, like, oh,
so easy.
And then I've played just a little bit more Cyberpunk. I've kind of put Cyberpunk off a little bit to jump more into Bravely Default. So that's kind of what I've been playing, going back and forth.
Yeah.
I will say right now, I don't know how you're feeling because you've got Fantasy Life, and I do want to play this game because it sounds pretty fucking good. But I am feeling that
Okay,
big Switch game.
next?
Like, and I understand like Donkey Kong comes out next month, and that game looks. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but that game looks incredible, and I wish it was here day one with the Switch too. Like that.
But I get why it wasn't.
I get why it wasn't, and I know we said this a bunch, but I am kind of, now that we're a couple of weeks removed from the launch, I still have things to play. I've kind of put Mario Kart aside for now. I'm sure that'd be one of those games where I just kind of jump in, and once my son gets back, we'll probably jump in and play some more.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, like I don't have the urge to play that anymore. And yeah, I'm feeling that like, okay, like I want that big thing, big next thing for sure. But
I feel you. I feel you. I kind of in the same boat, and my Switch 2 time is taken up by Fantasy Life right now, but part of me wishes like, oh man, it would be great to have a really cool single player Nintendo game, like even like a Prime 2 or Prime 3 Shadow Drop would be really awesome. And I kind of feel like this could happen pretty soon.
You getting a little, you getting tingly over there?
I'm getting a little Tuesday tingle. I think we might see something tomorrow.
A little Tuesday tingle. Gosh, okay. So they were gonna get what, like a direct announcement or just a shadow drop, like Nintendo Today? Like Nintendo Today app just like kind of threw everything for a loop a little bit because they
really
could just
did.
Announce anything at any point, which is cool. Like I don't always need a direct, and I think that's something that we've kind of enjoyed from Nintendo is like the random Twitter directs that they have. That's what it's called. But with that app, I mean, they could just a little
announce it anytime, anywhere. I think two things could be coming. One is a Metroid Prime info dump with Prime 4 release date, and then either 2 and 3 shadow dropped or a release date for those in the near future.
Yeah.
The second thing I think could happen is a Fire Emblem info dump.
Okay.
With either Switch 2 versions or free upgrades for Three Houses and Engage, because Three Houses really needs it because that one kind of looks like ass. I'm gonna be honest.
Damn. Okay.
It does not look very good.
And so that's the cool thing about like all these upgrades is like that's also something that they can kind of sprinkle in for like the first year or so. It's like, man,
they have a lot of stuff that they can like drip feed, which is really cool.
So we obviously know about Mario Party Jamboree coming, and I'm like kind of thinking about picking that up because like I want to mess around with that camera stuff too. But and then obviously we know about Kirby. Do you think we're gonna get anything else, any sort of major upgrade like those two games are getting with like additional DLC specifically for Switch 2?
I feel like Pikmin could get a good DLC.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. What hasn't been upgraded already? I mean, like Smash, they could do a Smash 2 or a Smash Switch 2 version. Do a couple more characters, but I'm sure.
I think they got. Yeah, I think something's coming next year for that. Personally, yeah, I'm not sure to answer the question myself. I'm not sure of what.
Yeah,
because they just haven't had a lot of. I mean, because Kirby came out in 2022, right?
2022.
So like that's kind of weird that it's been 3 years. That is kind of strange. I don't know. Nintendo on the Switch generation was just very kind of strange with their DLC.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess if that came out in 2022, other stuff could potentially get an upgrade.
But what though? Like Metroid Dread, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I mean that already got its DLC.
Yeah, and with X coming out this year, like X definitely needs like an upgrade for sure.
Yeah,
I'm surprised like that wasn't a day one thing, and like they could have promoted that like a Nintendo Switch 2 edition or something.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't do that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like Switch Sports potentially getting more stuff added to that. I don't know.
Maybe it's
No,
like
I
a
don't think
mouse,
anybody's going to pay for it. Maybe it's free.
maybe
But
like a mouse controlled game, like a
like Drag and Drive, where the hell is that game at? Like we need more.
seriously, that one needs a release date. Yeah, what the hell is going? That could be a Nintendo Today.
Yeah,
or like a Nintendo Today announcement, like a release date announcement.
I think that game's going to be part of Switch Online
For free.
Yeah, just included with the membership.
Makes sense. Unless it's way bigger than we think it is, and it doesn't seem like it has anything going for it.
Yeah, I mean, we've only ever seen what the reveal. That's it.
And like their Nintendo Today, like, oh, this is how you go forward. This is how you reverse, how you break. Like, bro, like, cool. Show us some environments. Show us some different.
This looks so ugly. Yeah.
Anything else you've been playing?
Nope. That's about it.
Well, I have been just knee deep in Fantasy Life I. 50 plus hours in, well into the end game. I'm just exploring this open world that's like completely optional. You rank there's like 10 different regions and they each have their own individual ranks. And when you rank them up, you can like mine better stuff, fight better monsters, unlock better materials, which you can use to craft like god weapons. It's an incredible end game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm even at the point now, I'm building out my town.
Okay.
I'm like caring about my town now. And I went 45 hours without doing anything to my town aside from put a few houses in for story purposes. And now I'm like,
all your townspeople are like starving and just not
they're
thriving
dead.
at all. They died.
Yeah, so now I'm like building like.
Now you care about us? You saved the world, but you couldn't save your town?
It's really great. This is the single player game I would recommend anyone gets when they get the Switch 2. Get Mario Kart bundle, play that for however long you want. And then when you want something single player related that you can just like put on a TV show, put on a movie and play it. Get Fantasy Life I. It's incredible. There's so many elements to it that you could take or leave. Like they're completely optional. But it's got everything. And it's not a jack of all trades. It's not like, oh, it does everything okay. It does everything really great.
Okay.
And it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah. It's definitely on my list for sure.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. Well, let's dive into our top 5 favorite games of the year so far in 2025. So Nick, I will let you kick it off.
I will start off with an early one from this year, and that is Avowed on the Xbox Series X. Wait, did this also come to PlayStation? Or was it? No, it was just PC and Xbox.
Just PC and Xbox, yep.
Yeah, this one very much took me by surprise. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I ended up liking it. I loved 3 out of 4 of the regions. I didn't like the second one too much, like the one that was a little bit darker and dreary. But I really liked the first region. I think that one was the best. And then the third and fourth were both really good as well.
Yeah.
The story, I'd kind of take it or leave it. I was more so in it for the combat and exploration and leveling up and leveling my skill tree and that kind of stuff. It's not a perfect game. It's arguably not an amazing game, but it was exactly what I wanted to play at the time.
It's a really great game. Like it's not doing anything
different in
that genre, but the combat is just really, really good.
Yeah.
Like it's like Call of Duty Oblivion. Like literally, it's like so fast and just the options you have with the combat or with
the guns,
with the weapons.
The guns are really cool.
Yeah, the gunplay is fun. Like it's all just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like kind of like how Fantasy Life is a TV show, movie game. This is kind of like a podcast game where you just throw on a podcast and play this for a couple hours. Like it's a really good time. I'd recommend it for anyone who has an Xbox and has Game Pass.
For sure.
I don't know if I would have wanted to spend $70 on it.
No, not at all.
But I mean, yeah, we played it through Game Pass, and I put like 40 hours into it. So
yeah, and it's hard. Like it's hard for someone like us. So like if it's on Game Pass, we're gonna play it on Game Pass. So after you beat a game, like it's hard to be like, would I have paid 70? But if I didn't have so like that perspective is kind of like,
well, think about a game like
bit.
Clear Obscure. Like looking back, would you have paid 50? Because it cost 50. I mean, I would have paid.
I would have paid $100. I mean, yeah. I bought the statue, so that's coming soon. So like I've gave my money back to the developers.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What about you?
Yeah. So I would definitely say Avowed is on my list as well. So I won't reiterate what you said. I agree 100% with it. I would say mine, and I don't know if you played much more of this, but Doom: The Dark Ages. Super fun game, man. Oh my gosh. I've already kind of gushed about it before. Doesn't do like anything incredibly different than the first two, Doom 2016 and Eternal. But like the combat is very fun with like the pairing mechanic, super satisfying, super easy to do. It's not like Dark Souls or something like that pairing. Yeah. If you can change that and like the difficulty settings, that's like the harder. I think the harder the difficulty you go up, the harder it is to parry.
Okay.
But just like on the normal, whatever that normal setting is, like pairing is super forgiving. Game's super fast. Not an open world game, but definitely open zone for a lot of areas or a lot of levels. But they're not all like that either. A lot of them are pretty linear to a degree. They're all definitely a little bit open. So but I've thought about it before where it's really smart the way like you go and find a secret area and it just the way it ties back into itself, like and gets you to the main area. Super satisfying. Going off the beaten path is super rewarding. You're gonna find secrets at every single point in the map. I definitely think they try to chalk this game up as like being way more story focused than the other two Dooms, and it's definitely not the case. Like
you're still a Doom guy doing Doom stuff.
Yeah, you're still the Doom guy. I mean, although like you're badass looking. The way he just fucking hates demons is just comically hilarious. Just super the mech stuff isn't super great. Like when you're fighting like the big demons, like it's literally just like a big slow-mo character. So that stuff isn't great, but it's not. There's not too much of it in the game where it feels like it's overstayed its welcome. They kind of sprinkle it in. I think there's maybe three, maybe 4 levels of that in the game out of like 17, and they're super quick levels.
Okay.
Same thing with the dragon stuff. Like the dragon stuff isn't super great, but you're not always on the dragon in these levels. Like you kill a ship or whatever, and then you jump into that ship and do some stuff. A lot of rinse and repeat kind of stuff in this game. But the combat is so fun and it's so quick that it's even if you are kind of doing the same thing over and over again for some of these levels, it doesn't feel like you're wasting time. It doesn't feel unsatisfying. Like it just, and the campaign's like under 10 hours. So it's like super quick story. Definitely a lot of replayability that if you want it for that, you go back and get all those secrets and stuff like that. But whenever the DLC comes out, I'll definitely check it out. Super fun game.
Is it's getting story DLC?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go back to this one and play it. I'm probably 6 or 7 chapters in, so not like super deep into it.
Yeah, I think once you, well, I mean, you're kind of you did that one level where like you go and do like the close the 3 or 4 gates. Have you done that level yet?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not the one in like the open field.
So you haven't done the one where like you go outside of the wall, outside of the castle. Okay, that's probably chapter 8. That's probably the next one. That's where it really feels like it opens. Granted, yes, you are closing 3-4 gates, whatever the case is. And when you think about that, at an outsider looking in, you're like, that sounds like kind of boring. But all the in between stuff you can do and find is super fun. And like I said, like you run so fast, and like the way they handle the movement of Doom Guy, he feels heavy, which is insane as how fast he runs. But you just feel like an overpowered machine. Like That's the way I think like Master Chief should be in Halo.
Yeah.
They nail this. Like if they were to swap that with like that would be sick. Or if they pick that up.
It's almost like Master Chief needs the Gears of War run.
Yeah.
Like he needs that level of weight to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's super satisfying. Definitely recommend it. It's on Game Pass. You know,
easy.
It's hard to not recommend something on Game Pass at this point.
Right.
It's like just play it for an hour or two. If you don't like it,
if you don't like,
delete it. The only thing that you have to is just time downloading it, right? Or I mean, and most of the games you can stream. So yeah, I don't know how it streams, but so yeah, super recommend.
Nice.
What's up for you? What's up next for you?
Mine is Ender Magnolia.
Ooh,
I think this is on. I know it's on the Switch and PC. I don't know if it's on other consoles. This is a follow-up to Ender Lilies, Quietest of the Nights, that released a couple of years ago. That one I also played this year and was really, really good. I love the story with that one. But Ender Magnolia improves on all of the Metroidvania aspects of the first game. The map is so good in this one. The discoverability of things is really, really improved. Combat's improved. The abilities you get are improved. Like you get the classic double jump, and like it's very much a classic Metroidvania, but it has very much standout bosses that are incredibly fun, and like it has a lot of really good difficulty options too. Like you can scale up and down everything, like not just how much damage you receive, but like how aggressive enemies are, how much damage they receive. So, and if you scale up difficulty, you get more XP. So like it rewards you for playing on harder difficulty, which is really cool. I'd fully recommend this game. I think it's like $20 or $25. I beat it in 17-ish hours.
I don't know if you meant, did you say that you played Lilies and Magnolia back to back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been doing that a lot here lately with like Metroid and like the DS collection, whatever.
Yeah, I did that with Castlevania. I did that with Ori.
Or no, yeah, Castlevania. Yeah.
Did that with Ori.
Ori, I did the same thing. I played Blind Forest first because I didn't play it back in the day.
I feel like I've done that with other games too. I've played the first game and the sequel back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a really good collection of games. I'd recommend both of them. The first one feels a little bit dated, and that one has some weird difficulty spikes, but this one irons out a lot of those issues, and it's an incredible game.
Cool, sweet.
What about you? What you got next?
I'm gonna say probably South of Midnight. I really like the story of that game.
Yeah, incredible story.
The combat is pretty forgettable. Like it's not great, but it's not like egregiously bad or anything like that. And then the traversing through the environment is like super fun. Like going off the beaten path and finding some of those like collectibles. But yeah, just the individual stories in that game is great. The game ends super abruptly, in my opinion. I think it just kind of like it's the ending. The ending itself is not satisfying, but everything leading up to it, all the characters you meet are super fun. The game is pretty tragic. Like most of the stories are pretty tragic.
Yeah.
And then like the art style, I really dug like the art style. So this is one of those games where I feel like it's probably not gonna maybe stay on my list at the very end, maybe, but
got a lot of games coming out.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed my time with South of Midnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had such a great time with this game. Stories were incredible. Like you said, gameplay was pretty forgettable. I'm not a fan of like the arena based combat encounters that you get into.
It's definitely like a God of War light kind of combat system. It's it's not quite as in depth as God of War, or maybe as fun. And God of War is not super deep either, but that's just saying something. I think this game is very kind of basic with its combat, but not so bad that I want to turn it off. Like that's kind of crazy, but whatever.
All right, next up. Blueprints. This one was also on Game Pass. This is
as well.
a puzzle game where you are essentially building out the layout of a house, and it's a 3D game, so you're playing in first person. And you click on a door, you get 3 options, 3 rooms to build out, and you pick one of those. And the goal is to get to the 50th room at the very end. So you have to build rooms in a particular order. And it's kind of random on if you get the right room, if you're going to get a dead end, that kind of stuff. And each room has its bonuses, has like gems you can get, things that can kind of alter your experience. So it's a roguelike, definitely a roguelike. So if you're not a fan of those, you probably won't be a fan of Blueprints. But if you are into roguelikes that don't have any combat, then this is a really, really excellent game. Super interesting story. Like just kind of like the little tidbits of story you get in each room when you're playing the game. And it's one of those games, like, it's exciting to see a new room in the house, even if it leads to a dead end, because you're going to get another tidbit of story, or you're going to get something that kind of unravels or helps unravel like the overarching mystery of the game. I still need to go back and play more of this. I've made it to the 50th room or the 51st room. Can't remember which one it is, but I've made it to the end of the game. That being said, there's still a ton to figure out. There's still a ton of secrets.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but once you find the secret out and like how to do a room specifically, that's always the case, right? That doesn't change. Like the items you find in those specific rooms are always the same.
For something, yeah, for some things. So, okay. Some rooms, like for the story specific stuff, some of the stuff is persistent.
Okay.
Like, okay, you've done this like kind of complicated thing in this one run. The door you've unlocked, or like the whatever you've done, that's going to be persistent for more story related things.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a little more forgiving than it might seem at first glance.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, this is on Game Pass. This is a great Xbox Play Anywhere title.
Okay.
Like, I played a ton of this on my Backbone, and like it's one of those games that you don't need a high frame rate for. You don't need it to run perfectly because you're just walking through a house.
Yeah.
So I'd really recommend it in that aspect as well.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Before we do our last one, Nate, you want to mention some honorable mentions? Have you got any?
Oh yeah.
I'll start real quick. So, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. I just haven't played enough of this game. I definitely want to go back. This came out like maybe a week before Avowed, and once I picked up Avowed, like I was having just so much fun with the combat that I stuck with that one, unfortunately. So I definitely need to go back to that one. Need to go back to Oblivion. I want to play more of that game. Elden Ring, Night Rain. I just haven't played enough to really form an opinion. I from what I've played, I've loved. It's super, super fun, super quick. You know, it's the Elden Ring experience that we know and love, just a little bit faster and co-op. Xenoblade X, again, just kind of waiting for the Switch 2 update for me at this point. I had a good time while I was playing it, but just kind of fell off. So just waiting for that update. I assume there's going to be one coming. And then I'll just mention Bravely Default and Cyberpunk. Like I haven't played enough yet, you know, and both of those games are kind of old, like very old at this point. So
yeah.
And then Split Fiction, a game I've
loved. Yeah, forgot about that.
loved Split. I love it. I'll have to get my wife to play. We don't have the kids at all the rest of the week, so I need to just.
I need to do the same.
We're playing this, or I'm playing with Nick.
I wonder if we fell off at the same point.
I can't remember where we got to.
We were like in chapter 5 or 6. Like we were pretty far into the game. I think it was like the dragon level that we stopped playing.
It was after. I think it was definitely after the pig, which is pretty toward the beginning of the game. So we definitely did 2 levels after that. So we might be pretty close. Okay. So definitely need to play more of that because I know that game is excellent. What are some of your honorable mentions?
Xenoblade Chronicles X. I finished the game. I still need to go back and do the DLC, and I'm waiting for the Switch 2 patch to do that.
Yeah.
So that being said, I don't know exactly where it's going to end up on my list at the end of the year. I really did love my time with the game, but it's a remaster for one, and for two, I'm just trying to reflect. Like, if I went back to it, would I still love it as much as I did for that like 2-week period that I played it?
Yeah.
Like, did I kind of exhaust my interest in the game? Like, I'm interested to see how I feel when I go back to the game. Mario Kart Worlds. I think this game will climb up my list the more I play it.
Yeah.
And the more fun I have with it. I've put about 15 to 20 hours in so far, and I'm loving Knockout Tour, loving the open world stuff, like just kind of shitting around, going around, doing the P switches. That being said, I wish it had more of a robust single player, and I just wish that Knockout Tour was a little less chaotic at times. But I understand that's kind of the fun of the game, and like it's not a competitive game. It's like it's a party game, so I can't be upset about coming in 18th place in a race.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, I put 20 hours into that. Need to go back to it and play some more of it. Elden Ring Night Rain. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. South of Midnight. Really great game.
Yeah.
Fast Fusion. I did end up.
I didn't check that one out. You finished it?
Yeah. I finished that one. I mean, probably takes like 6 or 7 hours to play.
Is there multiplayer in that game?
There's split screen and I think game share multiplayer, but there's not like online.
Online, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But that game's pretty fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
I need to check it out.
Okay. To number 4. And this is in no particular order, as a reminder. But
I think we're on. Did we do 1, 2, 3? I think we've done our 4. Have you not done your 4 yet?
Wait, I did Avowed, Ender Magnolia, Blueprints. Did you do 4? You did Doom, South of Midnight.
Oh, I have not on.
I was wondering why you had us talk about this the third.
Yeah, my bad. I'm gonna put Mario Kart World on there. I mean, I've had a blast with that game. Beside my my gripes about it. This is one of those games where also kind of with South of Midnight, like that one's probably gonna fall off. And unless they add some stuff like throughout the year that makes me kind of come back to it. That being said, like it's a very fun,
very well made.
Yeah, very, very, very well made. Just wish there was just some more stuff to do.
Some more stuff, better tracking of the objectives that you've completed.
And see, that's probably a part of me why I haven't even done a ton of the P switches is like I just don't have time to
try
to worry about where that stuff is at,
Yeah. I just do them. I do them when I see them.
Yeah.
And don't care about the total. My fourth one, Fantasy Life I. I mean, I talked about that earlier. Incredible game. Highly recommend.
How many hours did you put into that game before the Switch 2?
Probably 30.
So you played it for 30 hours before the Switch 2. Okay.
Yeah. And then another 20 on the Switch 2.
Okay. Sweet.
I think maybe it was 20 on the Switch 1, 30 on the Switch 2.
I thought it was like you had played it like more on the Switch 2 than the Switch.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But because I finished the main story on the Switch 2.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
Well,
I mean
we know what our last one is.
Yeah, it's Expedition. I was gonna make a joke, but it's just Expedition 33. I mean, this is the I've never. Well, I guess with like maybe Tears of the Kingdom and like Elden Ring, like for sure, like that's the game of the year when you play it and you're in that moment.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure like during those years we're like, man, with all the stuff, with all what's else coming out this year, like I don't think anything's going to come close, and that's how I feel right now with Expedition 33. I just, I'm looking at the rest of the year. Death Stranding, like I'm curious about it, but like I didn't beat the first one. Metro Prime 4, maybe. maybe depending on how good that game is.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Donkey Kong absolutely, has a shot, but right now, I mean, this game's a masterpiece. Like there's just no way around saying it. Like it is one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a video game. Visually, the game is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Combat is probably the best combat in an RPG, JRPG, turn-based RPG, however you want to phrase that. Outside of like not having a mini map and being able to fast travel to each individual location, if those are my only two issues with the game, that's nothing.
No issues with the story, with the gameplay itself, with the pacing of the game. Like, I think everything else was done near perfect. This is easily a masterpiece. Probably going to be our game of the year. It's crazy that it's kind of locked in this early. I so wish we would have played Metaphor before. Actually, no.
Before game of the year.
Yeah, before the game of the year, because you finished it after game of the year. I also finished it after game of the year.
Yeah, because I think we finished it. I think I finished it. It was like early January, I think, when I
played the absolute crap out of that game.
That game was. Yeah, that game was incredible. God, Metaphor was so good. But I think Expedition 33 is still better than Metaphor, and I love Metaphor. Like I thought the story in Metaphor was incredible.
Like that would have been a lock for game of the year last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that's how those things go. Sometimes you just play stuff after the fact. But we'll eventually do like maybe. I know we had talked about maybe doing like our top 25 games of the year, or game list. Like maybe we'll just do like our top favorite games from the last 7 years, like 6 years.
Pit them all against each other.
Like we take what our individual game of the year was, and then we do a list on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we could do our top, because I think some of our top games that won game of the year, maybe we don't feel as high anymore. Like, or maybe we last year definitely. I think that was the first time last year where I was like, man, I think I would have shuffled some stuff around a little bit more.
What was your game of the year?
Silent Hill. I still feel very strongly like that was my game of the year. But then I played Metaphor and I was like, that would have beaten it. And then Astrobot was a very close second. But like I don't think I would have put Call of Duty on my list at all. Like I just didn't.
See, I probably would have put Call of Duty on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I never beat the story. Like I don't know. Like I fell off that game super hard. I just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't click with the story for whatever reason. But I had Emmy on my list, so like I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I liked my list last year, but I would have shuffled some things around. I think I would have moved Stellar Blade over Black Myth as well. And probably brought Call of Duty on there. Maybe brought Dragon's Dogma 2 down a little bit. Yeah, 2024 was kind of a weird year. Like there wasn't a defining like, oh, this game is game of the year game.
Yeah. It was definitely tough when I was doing my list. I was like, man, like I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I really love Stellar Blade. I can't remember which one. I think I maybe put Black Myth over Stellar Blade, which I still feel.
Oh no, you had Stellar Blade at like number 3.
Oh, did I? I had Stellar Blade over Black Myth?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my top 5, like I think I was pretty good with. Like that was pretty easy to organize, but the bottom 5 was the one I'm like,
right. Like top 5, like Balatro, Astrobot, Prince of Persia, Silent Hill 2.
Oh my god, it was a banger year last year. Jeez,
it was a banger year. Not a banger year for Nintendo, but
no,
banger year for everyone else.
Yeah, and Astrobot, man, like, god,
yeah,
what a game, dude. What a game.
So yeah, that's our top 5s. Top 5 games of the year so far. No order to those, but we know what the number 1 game is at the moment. And that's Clair Obscur.
And it's kind of insane. out of all my games, 4 of them are Game Pass games, except for Mario Kart World.
Dude, Game Pass is having its best year yet. I think
Xbox a generational run right now.
Yeah, Xbox is on a generational run. They're having their best year of the generation.
Yeah, for sure, and in a long 100%. Time, a very, very long time.
Yeah, and we have Tony Hawk coming out too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's going out in a few weeks. Gears
coming out.
It's got a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah, got a lot of cool stuff. All right, let's dive over to the news of the week. So, Death Stranding 2 is it still sitting at a 90?
I think so.
This one's interesting because, like, you know, there was that article or that report that went out that, you know, Kojima, like, he did a bunch of like tests, like, you know, game tests or whatever, and he said it was people liked it too much and he wanted to make the game like worse. It's like, that is a very Kojima response, and he was also talking about like the game being mainstream. Death Stranding sold like 20 million copies. Like, bro, this thing is mainstream as hell, you know?
Yeah. Like sorry, man. Like you've broken through the mainstream. Like
when you have like prominent actors, like with like Norman Reedus in there and Mads Mikkelsen, and then, you know, so many other people, you know, in the game. Like the game is pretty mainstream at this point.
Yeah,
like, very, very mainstream. What are your thoughts, Nick? Like, I know we talked about before the podcast, but like, I think I haven't finished Death Stranding at this point. I just don't think I will. I know there's a really good recap for this in 2 that they give you beforehand,
cool. Okay.
Which is nice. Is this something that you're going to pick up this week? Are you going to wait? What's your kind of thoughts?
I might pick this up this week. We'll see. It feels like a really good Portal game.
Yeah.
Which I haven't picked up since Metaphor earlier this year. So excited to get back. I mean, and that's kind of a testament to PlayStation's output this year. They just haven't had much.
Been pretty terrible.
Been pretty bare. Like, you know, the saying is Xbox has no games, but damn, PlayStation got no games right now.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But yeah, this one I'm moderately excited for. I'm glad it's reviewing really well. I mean, it sounds like at its core, it's more of the same. Like, it's still a delivery game, still a Strand game, that kind of stuff. But there are a lot of improvements to the combat, to the stealthing around, traversal in general. Sounds like the story is still just as crazy, just as weird. There's a lot of exposition, a lot of really long cutscenes.
Yeah. It's a Kojima game.
It's a Kojima game. That being said, I'm excited. I'm
thinking about it for sure.
Yeah, considering it.
We got the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct last week, Nick, and boy, this thing deliver in like just about every single way. Yeah, man. From one of the best game dedicated directs. I think, in my opinion, like, it was pretty damn good. As a game that I was already pretty much sold on because it looked so good. The only thing I really wanted to see was maybe a couple of other levels. And we absolutely got that and so much more. It was fantastic.
So much more. This is clearly made by the Odyssey team.
Absolutely. I don't know why they don't say it, but like, it's ridiculous. And Nintendo's so weird about that. But yeah, absolutely. You could see
either like the Odyssey team proper or some sort of spin-off team, like a strike team that's making this. But yeah, you can tell with the outfits and all the stuff you can buy. Like, that's straight out of Odyssey. But I mean, let's talk about what this game or what this direct revealed, right? So it revealed the transformations, and it sounds like there's going to be 5 transformations. We were revealed 3. There's the zebra, the ostrich, and like the big Kong.
We'll probably get some sort of swimming one, you know, I think
swimming,
something underwater related. And then I don't know what else, maybe a giant like version of Donkey Kong, like a King Kong version, you know, something like, massive.
A kangaroo would be cool.
Sure.
Some big hops. Some big hops, dude. Like a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the same, like, that's the same level of destruction as like the big Kong. So
or just give me like a hedgehog or something.
Oh, you want some really bad gameplay? God. Get a hedgehog.
You want to go fast but get constantly stopped? Okay. Here you go.
Dude, The game's supposed to be like that. The game's built around that. There's supposed to be friction, bro.
So yeah, the transformations super awesome. I mean, we obviously got the reveal of Pauline in the game, which was already leaked from I think the UK, maybe leaked that potentially.
Spain cover, UK cover.
And speaking of like not necessarily leaked, but we were talking about Metro Prime 4 earlier, and we didn't. It's not in our news, but did you see like
The out now?
The out now, like that was very weird. I know that they did go back and correct that. So they did acknowledge, obviously, but
probably just some ad agency messed up, or there was originally a plan to release Metroid Prime 4 at launch, and they shifted their plans at some point and didn't tell that ad agency. So
very, very possible. I mean, that's like back in the back in 2019 or no 2020 when I think it was Taco Bell had all the Halo marketing like associated with their food and stuff, and like obviously Halo got delayed, so that was kind of weird.
Like, did anyone tell Mr. Taco Bell? Like,
well, I think they already paid for it, and they were like, "Nah, we're still running this." So yeah, we got the Pauline reveal, which is like is this the first game where like in the Mario universe where we've seen like something being connected? Like this is obviously like a prequel. I mean, who cares at the end of the day about the lore with Donkey Kong and Mario? Like, who actually cares? But like, you know, we did get some snippets of like something that could potentially be New Donk City in this game. That maybe it's being obviously built or something like that. But yeah, obviously she's like what? How old is she in this game? Like 13, 14?
13, yeah.
13? Okay. So clearly before she's the mayor in New Donk City. So
I think it'll end. I think it'll end at New Donk City. If they really wanted to be cool about it, they'd have Mario as the villain at the end.
See, I've seen some stuff like that. I don't think want it. I don't think Nintendo's going to do that.
Listen, I don't think they would. And that's why I was saying if they want to be cool about it, because I know they're not going to be cool about it, because they never want to paint their characters in a bad light.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the Disney laws or whatever.
And speaking of Disney, this game feels like very Disney with all the singing and just
dude, the singing had me. It had me at the end.
Yeah.
Like the voice acting. Yeah, it's voice acted, or at least Pauline is voice acted.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. That's huge. You have a skill tree in this game. Like there's like abilities you can unlock, and you can like increase your health and your search radius, that kind of stuff.
Super cool. You can outfits do stuff like
outfits.
I love that. Like, and it's clearly just spelled out. Like, you know, this is what this does, and then it's also cool, like cosmetic as well.
Yeah. Change your fur color. You can change Pauline's outfit too, and I think those give her like different buffs and different boosts. So it's all very cool. Like it feels like an evolution
deeper than it's deeper than a traditional platformer, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then
it makes me really, really excited for what they've got cooking up with Mario. Like I feel like Mario is going to be awesome. Like like Odyssey was already incredible, but
yeah. This is now my most anticipated game of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that direct sold me on a completely. That was the best game centric direct that Nintendo has done ever. I think. I mean, it did everything right.
Yeah, it sold me in a way that I didn't think I needed to be sold because I was already ready to play it and I didn't need to see anything else. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, yeah, this looks just awesome, incredible. Just fun, dude. It just looks fun.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Dang. Any other thoughts on the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct?
I mean, other than just like even like the little things that we talked about before the show, I think with Mario, like how Mario Kart that doesn't have like the, you know, the ways to check off stuff. They have that already in the game. So that's super awesome. They have fast traveling in the game in each individual layer or world level, and then you can also fast travel between that. So like that's just stuff that should be a no brainer, but with Nintendo, it's kind of, you know, they're always a little bit funny about that stuff. But glad that's there.
How long do you think this game is going to be?
Probably relatively short.
Like 8 to 10 hours for
I would say
main
8 to
story.
10 hours if you just mainline it, or maybe even quicker than that. Like, how long was Mario? I would say like however long Mario was. And then obviously the main appeal is getting everything right. Like,
yeah.
But I would say probably 8 to 10 is my guess.
I would think so. Yeah, 8 to 10 for main, 20 to 30 for collectibles. I think that's a pretty good length. I mean, this is a $70 game, so they have to, they have to justify it to some degree. And I think, based off of what they showed, it seems pretty justified so far.
I'd say it lines up with any other game out there right now that's 70.
Yeah.
That's a new price point, I guess. That's 70.
Yeah. It's not gonna change.
I mean,
unless
Outer Worlds is $80. So
I mean, all of the big successes this year have been sub 70. Split Fiction, Clair Obscur, Oblivion. Maybe the bigger companies will catch wind of that and start to develop some more budget titles.
Scale down a little bit.
Scale back, scale down. Make some really unique experiences, and you will get people to play your games.
Almost go back to like the 360 days, where we get really cool games that aren't necessarily open world all the time.
Yeah,
and are just fun to explore. Huh?
Crazy. Just make a fun game.
Yeah. Any last thoughts on the direct?
Just incredible stuff. What do you think the implications are having had this Donkey Kong Direct? But what are the implications on a general Direct in the upcoming future?
I don't know. Like it's it's so hard to judge because there's so many people always spouting, "Oh, Direct this week," or I've heard rumblings of a Direct in July. And it's like at this point I don't care. I just don't listen to anybody, and when it happens, it happens. That being said, something could happen this week. I mean, we've always gotten a June Direct, right? So, but we got the Donkey Kong one last week, so
this is the last week of June.
But I mean, we got to have something. If not this month, July at least. We've got to get some dates for the rest of the games that are coming. Metro Prime specifically, we need a date for that.
Kirby,
Air Riders. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors.
Drive.
Maybe another secret game that they are holding on to release.
What do you think?
We have the Pokemon Presents the next month too. So
yeah, I think before that we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see another Direct. Out of all the game franchises that Nintendo has, if one of them were to get a game released this year, what do you think it would be? Between the Pikmins, the Fire Emblems.
Yeah, I would say Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem getting like, I think we would get that Fire Emblem 4 remake, and I think it would come to Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Yeah, and have a Switch 2 edition.
Yeah,
or just runs better on Switch 2. Yeah, I mean, like that's the only. I mean, we just got Pikmin, so I don't think we're due for another Pikmin yet. We just got Zelda realistically, and we're getting something Zelda later on this year with Age of Imprisonment. So I think that's going to fulfill that for this year. Wind Waker released with the Switch 2 on the GameCube. Maybe we get Twilight Princess on the GameCube sometime this year, potentially. As far as like a new game or a remaster, I think Fire Emblem is probably the answer. That's my best bet. Unless we get 2 and 3 for Prime. Other than that, probably Fire Emblem.
Do you think Splatoon Raiders comes out this year or next year?
I think that comes out this year.
Do you think so?
I think so. I think so, and I don't think it's going to be a full price game either. I think it might be like a pretty like maybe $40 price game.
Okay.
40 or 50. Probably not. It'll probably be 60.
Probably 70.
Is it a Switch 2 game?
Yeah, Switch 2 exclusive.
Okay. Well, I mean, Splatoon had three had multiplayer and single player. Yeah, I would say that comes out this year, and it's a cheaper experience.
Okay. That would make for a pretty banger launch year.
Yeah.
Still don't know if it'll top the Switch 1, but
I mean, it's impossible at this point with
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild alone.
Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2,
Pretty
Xenoblade
hard to beat
Chronicles
that.
2. Yeah, that's just hard to beat.
But still having a good time with it.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, tell me about Switch 2 sales in Japan.
Harrison, it's doing well in Japan. It's sold.
Hasn't it already outsold PS5 and Xbox combined? Or
No, it is outsold the PS5 Slim. It
Okay.
is like handedly outsold the Series X and Series S. It's the fastest selling console in Japan. It's sold over 1 million units already. Mario Kart World, I believe, is at 1 million or just right around it. I think the second fastest selling console was like the GBA, and that one sold 1 million in a few weeks, something like that. Whereas the Switch 2 was 1 million in a week's time. So it's doing incredibly well in Japan. People are still having trouble getting it.
For like context, like consoles don't sell super well in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, outside of
like it's pretty low compared to like Europe and in United States.
For comparison's sake, the Switch 1 sold 300 something thousand in the first week.
Yeah.
In Japan, so like that's a pretty big disparity. Yeah. Granted, there's a lot more hype going into the Switch 2.
Oh, people know what it is, and people know that it's just a more powerful Switch, which most people want. Despite what the internet will try to tell you.
Turns out people want it.
Yeah.
People are still trying to get it in the US.
Which Jake Randall was tweeting earlier about all the restocks I think Best Buy had. And I just for fuck's sake, I just hopped on to the app and I could have added it to my cart and checked out.
Nice.
So they just done a really good job at this launch. Like they have I would say they have defeated the scalpers. I mean, if people wanted it bad enough, I think they could have gotten it or have like a pretty good opportunity to get it post launch. Still, some people are, still probably haven't had the best luck, but still.
But like
compared to like
the chances is a lot higher here than it was with PS5, Xbox. Granted, that was COVID, completely different circumstance, and there was a chip shortage. But Nintendo did a good job of stockpiling a lot of Switch 2s, and hopefully that success continues. Because like if the more they sell, the more units they sell, the more games they'll develop, and the more confidence developers will have in this platform, and we'll get more third-party games like Metaphor on the Switch 2, like Clair Obscur, like Elden Rings of the world, which is already confirmed to be coming. But maybe one day we'll see Dark Souls 2 and 3 on the Switch 2. Maybe we'll see Sekiro, Bloodborne one day. Like, possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
And new games, of course. Like, Borderlands 4 is coming to Switch 2.
We're coming into a different era of gaming where, people, for whatever reason, people that have nothing to do with PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, that have no stock in any of those companies will still fight tooth and nail about their favorite piece of plastic. And I just think they need to realize that in order for gaming to continue on, like everything's going to be everywhere. Nintendo will be the last holdout. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think their games are not saying that, I don't know. I just see them if they ever do go third party with any of their stuff. And I don't think they ever will, to be honest with you. But they would be the last holdout to do so. I think PlayStation is already in that move, whether people like to say it or not. But with them being like bringing everything to PC, a year later, like that's eventually going to be day and date at some point, probably in the near future. So I think people just need to get over it.
It'll come down to the point where you'll either have, or you'll have your PC, like handheld PC or whatever it is, like that can play PlayStation games and Xbox games, and then you'll have your Switch 2 on the side to play all of your Nintendo games and indies.
Yeah.
I think that will be the ecosystem going forward for like for people who play PC. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, who knows where we'll be next generation, whether we'll buy a PlayStation 6 and get all of our Xbox games on there, or whether we'll stay with Xbox, keep Game Pass, get those games for free, and maybe skip out on PS6. I mean, who knows, man? Yeah. That stuff is around the corner.
I mean, yeah, they're already talking about it, obviously, and I think with PlayStation already talking about it, once we start getting closer to that inevitable release date, I think they really need to give us a good, solid timeline of when to expect these games, because they've just done an absolutely terrible job this generation. And Xbox too, they've just recently hit a time where they're putting out some really, really great games, but it took a long time to get here. And PlayStation has given us some good games over the last 5 years, but it's very far and few between with their cadence of releases. And the games they put out are excellent.
Yeah.
But there just hasn't been a ton. Like, we get maybe one, maybe two a year. So it's going to be interesting in the next generation going forward, because I just do not see myself dipping 3 times into each company's
spending $1,500+ on.
Yeah. And granted, Switch too, like I've already dipped in, and that's going to last for a while, but I also think at some point, probably in a few years, we'll get the Switch 2 Pro. I think there will definitely be some sort of upgrade for that, for people that want that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but
yeah. Sony took their big swing on live service this generation, and it's not working out. So now they have to spend the rest of this generation recovering and putting out the games that they do have in development, which makes me think that the PlayStation 6 generation will be a lot better than this one. But
I hope so.
We'll have to see.
So.
I don't know. That feels like a foreign world.
Yeah, it feels like icky to even talk about the you have the audacity to talk about the PS6, really?
Yeah, bro. Like, support your console. Support your current console. Like, what are graphics going to get better than they are right now?
No, I don't need graphics to look any better than they are. Like, I just want the gameplay to be smooth.
Yeah,
and for them to be a reasonable cadence of releases. That's kind of all I want at this point. Like, I don't need any. I don't need the tracing of the rays to be any better. Like,
I think ray tracing kind of ruined gaming.
Yeah,
to be honest, and of course that comes from the PC side.
Yeah, that kind of sprinkled over into the console side of things, but yeah, I think you're right. Like, I just don't give a fuck about walking over a puddle in New York City if I could see my Spider-Man character. Like, I just do not care.
If I wanted to do that, I'd go put on a Spider-Man costume and go walk around in New York for real.
And to be honest, if I'm walking around in Spider-Man on the ground, like, what am I even doing? Like, if I'm not swinging, I'm not having fun, bro. Like,
you're going to show everyone how much fun you're having.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Like, guys, check out this incredible
gameplay. I can look into someone's apartment in this building and see my reflection.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, go swing.
Go swing, bro. I can see my reflection in the mirror of the apartment. Crazy. Oh my God. All right. Anyways, I'm going swinging. Yeah. It's super dumb, but I mean, whatever.
That's why I love Nintendo sometimes. They don't, I mean, maybe because they can't, but they don't go in on like that kind of stuff. And they just normally focus on the gameplay.
Yeah. And their games are beautiful in a different way. Like, they're not photorealistic.
Oh yeah. You're beautiful in like a
better,
kind of
different, but
better kind of way.
God, Kicking and Screaming is like such a classic movie.
It's a good movie.
It's so good. That's probably the best soccer movie of all time.
Best what?
Soccer movie? Is there anything better than that? Air Bud Soccer Edition?
I would say Kicking and Screaming clears Air Bud.
Yeah, I would say so too. All right, Nick. Well, any last thoughts on anything in general before we wrap up?
No more thoughts on anything.
No more thoughts. The thoughts are done. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. We may or may not have Death Stranding 2 talk. Well, we shall see.
We'll see.
We'll see. When is that? Is that tomorrow?
Or
is that Thursday or Friday?
I think it's tomorrow for like the special edition.
Oh, for like early access.
I think it's Thursday for normal.
Okay. So yeah, may or may not be talking about that next week, but we'll definitely find some stuff to talk about. Maybe Direct,
June
maybe
26th.
Metro Prime. Hey,
got a Tuesday tingle, man.
Tingle.
We'll see how it plays out.
All right, guys. Well, if you can review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be greatly appreciated. Go follow us on TikTok. We're still aiming for a goal for 1,000 followers over on there. We're like 913, something like that right now. So very close. So go follow us there. That'd be greatly appreciated. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.